What's up, everybody? PhranqTheDanq, and I am going to go and basically dig some dirt today, and we're going to talk, and hopefully I can entertain you that way. I have a project I'm going to be working on soon, which is to go and expand my village in the end, and we're going to need dirt for that, so let's go collect some. In the meantime, I need to check out my inventory. I bet I need to grab some shulker boxes. And then we're going to go to a good place to dig some dirt. Hold on. My mouse speed's a little bit high for my liking. I can handle this sometimes, like with a lot of practice, but right now it's a little too fast. Check this out. Go even faster. Or I think this is the fastest my mouse goes. It's a little ridiculous, right? I can't even... Okay, there we go. This is the fastest setting. And this is the slowest. I think we're going to go with the second slowest for now, just till we get our bearings straight here. So yeah, that's what I need to do. I'm gonna throw some stuff into... Oh, so helpful. I'm gonna throw some stuff into some random shulker boxes I have laying around because I need some space. I'm gonna put this down here and just eat it, because chicken, it's not like a super useful... I think 3 shulker boxes should do the trick. Chicken's not super useful food. I feel like it doesn't fill up. Oh, look at that. We already got 3 piles of dirt right here. Heck yeah. And that opens up some space to put some shit away. Seeds. I know I've got seed. Oh, I got a place for spider eyes. Oh yeah, you can't put a shulker box in a shulker box, but I can put a shulker box in a chest. And these are ones that have stuff in them, so... what else can I dump off here? This glass, don't need that. I'll use up these fireworks, so... Alright, the heck with it. Let's roll. Alright, so... First important thing I need to do is decide the area where I'm going to collect dirt from. So I need to find a good place that I want to flatten out for future use. So let's go up high and get a bird's eye view. Like this. Let's go over here. This is a pretty large area already. Yeah. We're gonna go flatten out some of this. It's not super steep, so it should go quickly. So yeah, I need lots of dirt because I'm gonna add to my village in the end. And then if I gotta pay attention to my shovel's durability. If it gets too low, we can go fix it. So anyway, I'll fill you guys in on some random things because that's all I really have to offer you. Pretty soon, going with the wife and kids to a pretty cool concert on the 24th, the All-American Rejects, which will be lots of fun. That's a band I really enjoy. Interestingly enough, they're a band that I did not get into when I was younger, back when they were like super mainstream and popular. And it's not because like they weren't good enough, but it's because when I was that age, I was only into heavy metal. And my mentality was really toxic. Basically, my mood or my attitude or whatever was, if it isn't metal, it ain't shit. And Like, now I look back and I'm like, oh, that's so stupid, you know? There's so much good music that I missed out on for years because I wouldn't listen to anything that wasn't heavy metal. Don't get me wrong, I love heavy metal. I love all of it, like screamo, death metal, you name it, doesn't matter. I enjoy it. But I wrote off a lot of really good music back then because I was just so, like, stupidly obsessed, and it just wasn't cool to listen to softer music or, you know, music that wasn't played on a guitar. Because I actually, like, it's not just other kinds of rock music that I found that I liked. I really enjoy rap. Like, I love the old school rap, like NWA and stuff like that, which around here, not a lot of people listening to NWA, but, you know, that's okay, doesn't matter. I'm not worried about what they're doing, I'm worried about what I'm doing. What I'm doing is running around listening to NWA and other, like, 90s or 80s, even into the 2000s music, because there's so much that I just passed up on simply for the fact that it didn't meet this criteria that I had set forth that it just had to meet, you know? So, yeah, really excited to go see All American Rejects. Hopefully they play some of their older songs from that era, because that's the stuff that I've, you know, really discovered a love for. Either way, I know I'm going to like whatever music they play, but I'm just getting really excited about it. I love going to concerts. Used to go all the time, so should be a good time. And it'll be the first concert for my kids. So, actually, there's a band that one of my daughters has seen. They're a local band called Better Days. And they're super cool people. I should actually get a hold of them and see if I can play some of their music in my videos. I bet they'd be pretty cool about it, or do it for relatively cheap at least. Just good people in that band. Plus, it'd be fun to have some, like, local music featured. There's a few super good bands from the area. There's this one called Nixon Rodeo out of Spokane that I really enjoy. And I've seen them live, put on a good show. And wouldn't mind seeing more of them. They did pretty dang good. I think they might have even gotten a record deal, I don't know. More than I could ever do. I can't even get more than 15 people to watch my videos. Speaking of, I did put up my video of my cow slaughterer on TikTok, and I got like 230 something views, which I was like, oh man, this thing's taken off, but then it just fell flat on its face, and that's when I kind of learned a little bit about how TikTok works. So you get like a 72-hour window where people might see your shit, and if they don't see it then, they're not going to see it. It goes fast. That is a fast-moving app. These Gen Z kids, they're quick. And no, that is not an insult. I enjoy Gen Z. It's weird as a millennial, right? You think you're oh so young and cool. And then you're like, yeah, the Gen Z, the kids these days. It's really silly sounding, right? But they're adults. Some of them are adults, young adults. And it's so weird. How did I get on that? Oh yeah, talking about TikTok. Yeah, TikTok. Pretty nifty app. Got to do short videos, keep people's attention. Something I'm not good at. I'm all about the long video. drive you nuts with boredom, probably. You guys who have been watching for a while could probably testify for that. Yeah, needless to say, I was just completely surprised because, none of my videos have gotten that many views on YouTube. But then it just was completely dead. Oops, you come back. Alright, let's keep going. This is nighttime. I could go sleep. There's a bed in this house, I think. The old shelter that I built with my kids when we got lost, even though we were actually really close to home, didn't realize it because of the short render distance on the Nintendo Switch. Today I posted one of my memes and I said something about how the Nintendo Switch can't handle certain things. I think it's the one about how my son, I taught him how to summon an Ender Dragon because he would always be asking me to summon an Ender Dragon for him. And I was like, you know what, you're smart, kid. Let's teach you this. So I was like, yeah, then our Nintendo Switch. Oh yeah, it's about the Nintendo Switch, and it's John Coffey from the Green Mile, and he says, "I'm tired, boss." That's the Nintendo Switch when my son summons 43 Ender Dragons. But yeah, so I posted that on Instagram, and some guy who works at Nintendo liked it, and I was like, oh man. I just get put on Nintendo's shit list? I hope not. I like Nintendo. And I did say in the post that I love our Switch. And I do. It is a great console. But it can't handle those sort of, high stress situations. Like, you don't want to mess with a Wither on it because it'll bog it out. Wither will have your whole world destroyed in seconds. Trust me, I know I've done it. It could be though. Our Nintendo Switch is pretty old. We got it when they were pretty new. When they were a young console. Speaking of that, when I was 15 years old, I got my first Nintendo Wii. I bought it the day the Wii was released. Okay? And I was like, I knew for months, right? And I was like, oh god, I hope I don't work that day, because I was a box boy at local grocery store. It's like, please don't let me work that day. And of course, the boss schedules me to work that day. And I was desperate. So I went in to the office. This is the first time I ever requested time off. And I went up to the boss and I said, hey, I can't work that day. I've had this thing planned for months. And, me being a kid and the boss being just that kind of guy, he goes, oh, what do you have going on? Even though, now I know as a boss that not the most appropriate question. You should just respect your employees' privacy. But he didn't, and that doesn't matter. I was a kid, and he bought the story I fed him, which was total bullshit, sort of. So mind you, I'm a 15-year-old kid. And I tell this guy, oh yeah, I'm going out of town. And he's like, oh, what are you doing out of town? And my 15-year-old ass says, going out of town on business. Which, I mean, technically, I was doing business. I was in the business of standing in line in the freezing cold for 3.5 hours to get a Nintendo Switch. And it paid off because I was at the Target and there were 13 that they had that weren't pre-ordered. And I got the 11th one. So it worked out in the end. So this 15-year-old went out of town on business, and business was accomplished. But I still found it really hilarious that this guy was so pushy about what I was doing, and he bought my response of going out of town on business. It was like, dude, what'd you harass me so much for if you're gonna buy bullshit? But I'm glad he did. That was a good console. The Wii was fun. And that thing lasted forever. I mean, I ended up at one point I sold it to my older brother. And he had it for a long time after I sold it to him. I sold it to him when it was really old. Again, great console. Not the most powerful, but good. Look, we've already filled up one whole shulker box. Might have to go and fix the shovel here soon, but that's irrelevant, honestly. Let's go back over here and pick up this dirt. Good news is we got Mega Furnace, so we can just pump some experience out of to repair the shovel. No need to go and hit the mob farms or any of that. We'll just run through Mega Furnace. Put a piece of stone in the furnace or something, or cobblestone to make stone. And then I'll, try to tell you guys more stories. Okay. Wait, some garbage, but you know how I am. I'm gonna hoard it away. Mega Furnace, here we come. See if I can get there on one Firework Rocket. Oh yeah, easily. Alright, Mega Furnace. Do I have anything I can cook? Not on me, but I'm sure I've got something somewhere. There we go. Alright. Mistakes were made. Oh yeah, I need stuff to... I bet you all my furnaces are probably just out of coal. Oh no, see, I got coal. Alright. Shut you down. Stick some cobblestone in there. Equip the old shovel. Let's see. See how low it is? Probably, what, 2/3 of the way down? How fixed is it? 100%. It's the way to do it. Eat this useless chicken. Stupid animal anyways. Go continue flattening some land. I'm gonna put in some sort of a big farm, I think. I'm less concerned with what I'm doing in the overworld, more concerned with what I'm doing in the end. Here we go. Clear some land. Hi, Mr. Cow. How do you feel about becoming food? I guess it's probably a lady cow since, it has an udder. Thanks. To make me a bad person? Probably. Do I care? No. I get it. I could just go collect some food from the main village area, but it's all the way over there and I'm all the way over here. So, the excavation continues. I'm trying to find my voice in these videos and such. I tend to kind of hold back, you know, kind of a shy person, always have been. Just part of my personality. I know I could be a lot more funny for you guys, and I want to. I've done all sorts of goofy stuff in my life. I was talking with my wife about this. You know, she's like, I don't know why you have such a hard time loosening up. You just sound stiff. And, you know, she's not wrong. This, oh, no, come back. It's just a struggle I have speaking. Don't get me wrong, I'll do it all day till I'm blue in the face. I know I'm terrible about it. I'm a talker. I'll talk till somebody's visibly ready to get the fuck away from me. But when it comes to actually just sitting here talking, I struggle. Will we survive the night, or will I just give up and go to bed? Probably that one, let's be honest. Don't know what's going on here. Prior excavations, perhaps. I'm taking this earth to make my own earth. In the end, which I assume is loosely based off of the moon. I already have villagers there. They have beds. Some of them, I think, have jobs. Not all of them. Not a lot of them, as a matter of fact, but some of them. We're gonna go sleep just because I really don't want to get harassed by mobs. Zombies, mostly. Specifically baby zombies. No. Not that I can't take them, but I don't want to. You know. What is that? Is that a horse? Dumbest fucking horse I've ever seen. So in a few weeks, school starts back up. And I go back to driving a school bus on a regular basis. And, son of a bitch, there's an Enderman running around. Yeah, that's right, you get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna sleep. Can I gotta get any sleep? Anyways, I'll go back to driving a school bus on a regular basis, which means I gotta watch my language and, you know, all that fun stuff, which... It's interesting, right? Like, I know the kids, and I know they cuss like sailors. I was a kid, you know, I guess it's been a while. I used to love to say, oh, I was your age not that long ago, but now, yeah, no, most of them are like less than half my age. I'm starting to become old Mr. Bus Driver, you know, and it is what it is. Like, I'm content with that, but I just miss being able to, I guess, relate to the kids a little bit better when I was closer to their age. But I digress. I like driving the bus. I just, you know, that means all this self-control and not cussing, and I'm sorry guys, but I like to cuss. It's not that I just enjoy it and I'm just like, oh yeah, fuck this, fuck that, but I just have a hard time, like, I feel uncomfortable in places where I can't. I feel like it's a I don't know, a lot of people see it as like really disrespectful, but I think that cussing in its own is not. It's how you use it and who you use it towards that can be disrespectful. Right? Like, I would never cuss at the kids. But a little bit of road rage, boy, it'd be nice. Be nice. I'd say the best thing that ever happened with the whole COVID situation was that we would wear masks and the kids would not see me mouthing the words, "What the fuck?" every time a guy cut me off, you know? So now I can't mouth those words because we don't have to wear masks. I guess I could if I wanted to, but you know, nobody's like dying to wear a mask. Nobody wakes up in the morning and says, "Oh, I can't wait to wear my mask today." I think that's a big thing people didn't really understand. I am not anti-mask. And I am not like denier or anything like that, you know. But what I am is like realistic. I believe in things like house rules. If I went to a business and they said, "Oh, hey, you gotta put on a mask," I'm gonna put on a mask. I'm not an asshole. Whatever, guys. You know, I'm in your house right now. That's fine by me. Kind of like if somebody came into my house and I was like, "Oh, yeah, can you do this one simple thing that's really not that big of a deal or that inconvenient?" And they're like, "Hey, buddy, fuck you and my rights and blah, blah, blah." I'd kick that person out of my house. And I'm not afraid to say it. I'd say it to anybody, you know, like that's who I am, how I am, whatever. You know. And so we were at work and it was like, "Oh, damn it. Son of a bear." Okay, there we go. Anyways, when we were working, it was like I had to ask employees to wear masks, and some of them hated it, but it was like, listen, this isn't about your personal freedom and crap right now, right? We got other bus drivers. They're old. They could get very sick. It's our job to make sure we don't spread this shit to them. And that mentality worked for the most part. Like, besides that, you know, driving a school bus, you get sick with everything all the time. Because, like, all that air comes up to the front of the bus. So if little Jimmy farts in the back of the bus, you're sniffing it in the driver's seat. Doesn't matter. 10 minutes go by, it's up front. That front, there's a little vent up there that sucks all the air out. And it brings everything to the front. So if a kid on the bus has a cold, you're getting a cold. Doesn't matter how hard you try. It's just the way it is. Life of a bus driver. It's not fun. Nobody wants to be sick, but you're gonna get sick when you drive a bus. Those are facts. Look at that. Already filling up another box, I bet. Well, close. Maybe. Maybe not. It's irrelevant. Keep looking over there at that wandering trader thinking, "Oh, do I want to add some leads to my lead collection? Does that wandering trader want a tango?" Throw down. Take him out. It's no match for me. I mean, I get it. He's not a hostile mob, but you know what he is? He's a fucking scammer. Okay? A scammer. "Oh, I see you have 5 emeralds. How about I give you a piece of absolute shit in exchange for it? I just took a dump in my hand. That'll be 15 emeralds. Screw you, wandering trader. And the llamas you didn't ride in on. Sorry, I had to take a quick break. Wearing my contact lenses. And you know, you play a video game, you don't blink for like 15 hours. They get a little dry, so you gotta stop once in a while for a blink break. And then you go back to ranting about what giant pieces of shit wandering traders are. Or traveling traders, whatever they're called. Scumbags. rip-offs, scam artists, con men. You have a few other words I'd like to call them, but I want to keep this thing in the general audience section of YouTube. I don't want to have to rate it for adults only, like I have to do with my Grand Theft Auto video. I haven't made another one because I realized, because I looked into it, and I was like, oh, should I rate this thing like for adults only? Because, you know, it's like, it's Grand Theft Auto, it's ultra violent, they say all sorts of inappropriate stuff in it. And it was like, yeah, if you don't rate it as adults only yourself and then you get reported, then YouTube will change it for you. And if you do a bunch of that, they might make it to where all your videos become rated for adults only, whether you like it or not. Nope, I think I'll just play it safe and just rate this shit adults only. It's not like I did anything crazy or inappropriate, but I ran over a lot of people on the sidewalks of San Andreas. So I guess you could call me a real asshole, but, you know, I felt I could have done worse. Well, there's this old game that me and my buddy used to play at his house. It was a football game called Blitz 2 The League or something like that. And, like, you could injure your football players, like, really badly, and it would show this detailed, like, x-ray of the injury. And I remember the day we discovered that you could get a ruptured testicle on there, and the x-ray image of that is just brutal, and it's still burned into my mind. I'm like, man, I wonder what would happen if you put that on YouTube. How fast would you go in the adults-only section there? The answer is probably too fast. Probably too fast for my liking. Probably faster than anybody wants to end up there. Oh, inventory's full again. Go dump these in the old shulker box. And then we need to collect what's laying around before it disappears. Oh, come on. I knew I was going to do something stupid like that. I had an idea today. Sometime I want to build like a seaport. And there's somewhere on here. I don't remember the exact coordinates. I might have a screenshot on my Nintendo Switch where I found an ocean monument, and I want to go back there. Because I don't know that I fully rated it. But what I do know is this. Wouldn't it be cool to go into the ocean monument, clear it of all, you know, clear it of the Elder Guardian, which I believe I did do. And then mine all the sponges and dry them out and use them to dry out the entire ocean monument and turn it into an underwater base. I think that would be a really good idea. Obviously, there'd be a lot of architecture involved because, you know, the random generation of those things doesn't make them really great for living in. But I'm just saying, it's not impossible. Somebody else has probably already done it, but you know what? I haven't watched their video, and as long as I pretend that it's not possible, then the facts can't hurt me. I don't have to believe in facts. I have rights. And anybody who tells me otherwise is gonna get a face full of me yelling that I have rights. A bit of satirical commentary there if you didn't realize it, but you know. If you know, you know. You know what? As a matter of fact, I am feeling like... where'd he go? It's time. I hear him, you bastard. Hey, Enderman. Where'd he go? Teleport. Cow, eat shit. find that Enderman, he's going down because you know what? I have rights and I'm sick and tired of him infringing upon them. Hey you. Yeah, blue face Magoo. I have rights. You have rights, the right to fuck right off. You know, my own kids are going to watch this video and they're gonna be like, Dad, you cussing an awful lot. You know what I'm going to say? Yeah, I'm collecting dirt. It's boring. You got to spice it up somehow. I'm going to throw out some sentence enhancers. Well, it looks like that Enderman escaped with his rights fully intact. But so did I. Alright, let's dig up this dirt. For those of you that have watched the video this far in, because I'm sure it's pretty long by now, I hope you're enjoying it. I know the beginning was probably a little dry, but once I loosened up some, you know, I'm sure it got a little more funny. There's a funny story about I guess a language barrier? Maybe not language, but like slang. So I posted a meme, and it's a picture of Will Byers from Stranger Things Season 4. He's crying in the van because I'm pretty sure that he's in love with Mike. I don't know for sure, but I think that's what it is. But anyways, he's crying in a van, and it says when you show your friends your Minecraft base and they roast it, and like all these people from all over the world think that I'm saying that like my friends burned down my my Minecraft base. I'm like, no. Here in America, roasted means like you're making fun of something or criticizing. And like, I guess them, that's like really uncool. And to me, it's like, oh no, it's just buds having fun, right? So it's kind of been an interesting reaction on that one. But I didn't think about that. Like the lingo, the common lingo is just different. So something I have to be aware of when I make my memes, that some people may not fully understand them, or they'll think that they're much more violent than they are. Like my whole base getting burned to the ground. But no, just made fun of is all. Which, you know, most of what I am going to put up is just stuff that's relatable, so I don't have to read that deep into it. A lot of it's based off of just lived experiences, but some of it's like, oh man, I'd hate for this to happen. Okay. I'll tell you what is lived experience, though. When I bought my first ever wither, and I had, like, one of the strategies I had found on the internet said to go into the nether and dig up in the netherrack to the top of the nether, because the top of the nether is a very jagged bedrock surface that cannot be, you know, penetrated in survival mode. So I did that, and it's like, oh yeah, he'll get stuck in it. Yeah, he didn't get stuck in it. He killed me a bunch of times, and he got unstuck, I guess. And he went down and he destroyed my whole nether base. Whole thing just wiped off the map entirely. I literally moved my entire nether base from the area because it's so depressing to see it. But what's even worse is the fact that that's my main nether portal. So every time I go into my nether, the portal is there. And the ruins and the destroyed remains of what used to be my old nether base. Granted, it was from before the nether update where like the nether actually got cool, and the only blocks were, you know, netherrack and soul sand, and the only mobs were zombie pigmen and ghasts. And I think Enderman existed there, but you know, it was before the nether got good. So it wasn't a great nether base, but still, it's depressing that it was completely wiped off the map. It's sad. But oh well. Screw it. I got more important stuff to worry about now, like my failing YouTube channel. I realize when I make a lot of my memes and things like that, that my humor is rather dark. And I hope that translates well across the world. I don't know that it will, but I'm hoping for the best. We're gonna come back for this stuff that's like hard rock. You know, we'll have to do that another time because honestly it takes much longer. My shovel's super duper fast, and I'm only trying to fill these 3 shulker boxes, and then I'm gonna call it good. And we'll come back to the old dig site later to, you know, finish leveling it off. But until then, once that shulker box is full, I'm calling this a video. Mostly because I want to edit it. And by that I mean trim off, like, you know, a few seconds of the beginning and a few seconds at the end and leave all the slop in there for you guys to judge me for. And then when I'm at work tomorrow, I'll set my laptop up for the upload because work's internet is really fast. It's the reason that I can't do live streams or anything is because my home internet is painfully slow. And honestly, like, it's not... Pardon me, I don't mean to complain. Compared to home internet here 10, 15 years ago, it's really fast. But compared to internet anywhere else in the developed world, it's excruciatingly slow. And unreliable. So I don't even dare try to screw with a live stream. Not yet. I'd love to do one though. I'd love to actually interact with people instead of just talking to myself. I feel like it'd be easier to maintain a conversation. Or, you know, even if it's just like a chat. Of course, you know, I gotta get people to watch my stuff in order for that to happen. One thing I noticed that makes me definitely stand apart is I don't see that many Minecraft YouTubers who cuss as much as I do, which is, you know, good for them, not for me. Sorry, keep clearing my throat. Gotta really work on that, but it is something. I don't know why, it just happens to me a lot. Yeah, I'm looking at the time. This could be like an hour-and-a-half long video. That'd be beautiful. I have to spend all day letting it upload from work. Alright, I think we have filled it. Yes, beauty. Get the fuck out of here. Firework rockets. Spark propelled. Wouldn't that be funny if your guy could just fart and propel you through the air? Oh, now he's telling poop jokes. What a piece of shit. I get it, because it's a poop joke. Thought so. I love that flying through that thing just brings me to a safe stop. Oh, have you guys met these horses? Mr. Hanky, for obvious reasons. And this guy, he is called Hit the Pro Nerd. Which is a reference to an episode of Shark Tank, where this lady has an energy drink called Pro Nerd. No, Pro NRG. NRG. Pro Energy. Get it? But one of the guys on there who's kind of a dick, his name's Mr. Wonderful, which is obviously ironic. He keeps calling it Pro Nerd, and he's like, she has this like retired football player, current, I don't know if he's current or retired, but he tells this story about how, or like this tale about how, you know, he feels like it really does make a difference, and so does his teammates and stuff. And Mr. Wonderful is like, oh, I need you telling the story, and, you know, we were down, and it was like the halftime show or whatever, and I was in the locker room, and I hit the Pro Nerd, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so funny, I find it hilarious. So, you know, what do? I get on Minecraft and I get a horse and I name it Hit the Pro Nerd, because that's the sort of stuff you do when you are a gray-skinned, one-eyed monster with bloody teeth and hook hands. Alright guys, till next time. And then we'll head to the end, and we will harass and torture end villagers, and we will make their village bigger. They live surrounded by Endermen, so they must live in fear. I would say they definitely do not have rights, because they are scared to death, and they have a weird sleep schedule because it's the end. And, you know, time does still pass, but there's no sun or moon cycle there. So, yeah, we'll go check it out. We'll have a lot of fun. Alright, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.